Those are Dunlop Max Plies. What are you talking about?
Really?
When I was a kid, these were top of the line. You serious?
I use them too.
I bet you Mike Walker knows about the Dunlop Max Ply. You talking about Willis? What you talking about Willis? Bet you none of you.
We do need some color on this wall, by the way.
Okay, well, people send stuff. Maybe we'll, add more than Ethan DA's hat. All right.
Yep.
What time we got?
You got it?
All right, let's go. As always, come on.
Wildlife must have a crush on Iga. He's like, Iga. You getting ready to, I know she won today, but it was a close match, even though the score wasn't lopsided. My son said he wants the white hat, because I know I'm going to win that bet.
What white hat?
The Rafa hat.
Oh. All right. So Will is Wildlife 1. And we kind of talk, or you guys especially talk all the time, and I love that. I think it's great. And a lot of good topics, believe it or not, stem from the wonderful Will. I forgot what I was going to say on that. Oh, he went from loving Sabalenka to now Swiatek.
Interesting taste.
He changes girls quickly.
Man, but he went from like a tall, rowdy girl to a skinny, peacock-looking girl.
Man, you gotta stay with one woman and stick with her, all right?
What's up, Jesus? What's up, this guy? What's up, Jack? What's up, Elvis Presley? What's up, Ryan? Wayne Chia, Alex VR, Wildlife, Canadian tennis fan, and Darko Shralovic.
Yes, family like I like it. All right, let's get it started. If we cut out, we'll start a part.
B-Dog.
Let's go, B-Dog. If we cut out, damn, LeBron went through the locker room, by the way. He's out. He's done. That's happened a couple days ago. I just forgot to admit LeBron. Playoffs are over. Anyway, does that make him inferior still and always should be inferior to the big MJ? I think so. All right, if we cut out, we will start a part 2. Sorry if that happens in advance. We are going to take mostly your questions and topics and comments today, just saying. The women's tennis was kind of lopsided today. We'll talk about that. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and get the chat started already. I'm sure it is.
And Charles Severick, again, lucky one. Ha ha ha.
All right, as usual, we're going to start out the show with a couple shout-outs. Again, there's nothing more important than where you come from. And it's because of you guys that we're even sitting here, and we would just be doing this without the camera in the kitchen, right? So we're always going to give credit where credit is due. First of all,
what's up, Justin?
What's up, B-Dog? Much love to you, bro.
Hey, Layla.
The first shout out is to Mike Walker. Mike Walker was courageous enough to take Carla on a bet for $50. No, I think you guys are trading hats. I think
no, that's Wildlife. No.
Okay, so $50 with Mike Walker. That Iga Swiatek will win both singles and doubles. We're going to talk about that in a bit. I don't want to talk about that now. We'll talk about it in a bit. That's one shout out. So courageous soul there. It's rarely done where that happens. Next shout out to my sister, actually. My sister was an incredible junior tennis player. She had breast cancer recently, had a double mastectomy, had both of her breasts removed, and has been almost a year out of that, and another lump appeared. So I just wanted to say God bless her, and hopefully we can fight this next predator off and win that battle as well. Okay. Next shout out, Ryan Mason. What's up, Ryan Mason? Ryan Mason has gone insofar as meeting us, driving here to Dauphin Island to meet us, played tennis with us, has a fine young son and wife. We want to give him a shout out, and especially because I do weather videos during hurricanes. If you don't know that, anyway, long story short is I like to go out in the hurricanes that hit us here and film it. And he likes to do the same thing. So tropical season has started, and there might be some development in a couple of days, but we'll see.
Isn't he coming on Wednesday?
Yeah, he's coming here again on Wednesday.
Doubles?
Doubles, yes.
So who are you going to team up with?
I think Chris, my 16-year-old son, and I will take on you and him.
You ready, Ryan? I'm undefeated with any partner, so.
Yeah, I play well with Chris, and
I'm undefeated.
We play the same game, and he gets my weaknesses, and I know where he likes to be and not. So I look forward to that match.
All right.
We are going to start today's show with the fantasy team update. If you don't play, it doesn't matter. I never do this the first week because there's so much to talk about in terms of scores and blah, 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 blah. No one cares, and they turn the channel and they're like, this sucks. But there's very few people left. There's 5 people, and their match selections have a lot to do with what we're going to talk about today. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off the 5 competitors that are competing for $50 apiece, and two people win. So there's 5 people, and 2 of those 5 that I'm going to mention are going to win $50 apiece. Plain and simple, right? So these people work really hard on their selections. They study it, they do the draws, and I'm sure they do rough drafts and final drafts. So let's give them some credit where credit is due. And again, this is absolutely what we're going to be talking about today is the quarterfinals, right? Okay, in no particular order. Foot fault tennis. Foot fault tennis has 74 points. Most importantly, has 7 players left. Foot fault tennis has the following players remaining: Tsitsipas, Djokovic, Nadal, Goff, Badosa, Sursti, Rybakina left. And he has a lot of women's quarterfinalists, okay? Sister the Queen right now has 75 points. She only has 5 players left, though. And she has Nadal, Djokovic, Tsitsipas, Swiatek, and Goff remaining, okay? Next, I obviously know my tennis.
You know that Kirsty lost, right?
Oh, okay. Well, she has 6 then. Sorry, she has 6. You can just write that off, switch it to a 6. Anyway, no big deal. Exactly.
And this one too.
Okay, so just scratch that off. Okay, so I obviously know my tennis has 68 points. He has the following players left: Nadal, Berrettini, Swiatek, Goff, Rybakina, and Badosa.
So
right.
Would that affect their points or no?
By 1, but let's not get into that here.
Gotcha.
The scores will remain the same. The leaders won't change. It'll change by 1 point and 1 player. Don't worry about it. Anyway, the next player, Zest for Life. Zest for Life has 69 points with Zverev, Nadal, Fokina, Swiatek, and Goff. The only thing holding Zest for Life with these players is Fokina. That's it. Okay? Lastly, I saved the best for last. Lastly is a 2-time major champion. He has won the U.S. Open already. He has won Wimbledon already in this group over the past 3 years. He has now guaranteed himself a win again. So he is a winner already. And then the other 4, Foot Fault Tennis, Sister the Queen, I obviously know my tennis, and Zest for Life are fighting for that second spot. Casper, a.k.a. Denseville, the 2-time champion, the current GOAT, is in Poland and travels a lot, tennis-oriented and work and life-oriented. When you watch this, let us know. If you're on now, then let us know. We'll go ahead and send you that immediately. Anyway, he has the following players left, and he has 8 of them. Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Tsitsipas, Fokina as well. He's untouchable. Swiatek, Pavlyuchenkova. What? Coco Gauff and Rybakina. He is untouchable. He has every player that everybody else has and more.
That's Casper?
Casper,
I don't know. He's a good tennis player, by the way.
a good tennis player.
And he's a young guy. He's like in his early 20s.
Yeah, and when he wins, he usually chooses the strings because it's a really good deal to get cheap strings for that cheap
I've
to a
shipped
player.
to Poland. I've shipped to New York because he was visiting. I shipped somewhere else. I can't remember.
Exactly. So Casper, a.k.a. Denseville, has now won 3 of the 4 majors. The only major that he is lacking is the Australian Open. If he wins the Australian Open in January, he will have a career fantasy slam right here. Mm-hmm. GOAT. He's a beast.
Then I just posted Dushan's link of the leaders and stuff. So.
All right, enough of that. Let's roll. Let's start out with this. Rafael Nadal was just too much.
Well, yeah. Djokovic and then the Rafael Nadal match. You know, I think I had Wildlife saying, "Let's go center." I guess he wanted Nadal to lose, or I don't know. He wanted the young guns. Once again today, Djokovic and both Nadal have proven why they are so good. I think Wade Chia was the one that said me, Djokovic could still win this, even being 2 sets down. Let's talk about the Djokovic match first. I watched Djokovic play the first 2 sets, and I thought, man, he looks a little off to me. Usually when they play tiebreaker, and he plays a tiebreaker with anyone, usually you know that he's going to win that tiebreaker. He loves tiebreakers.
Because he's one of the best.
I love tiebreakers, by the way.
It favors him because of the fact that he's the greatest serve returner in the history of the sport. So if a mini break just won will tell the tale of the outcome of a breaker, then that best defensive or best returner ever would be really important in that situation. That's it.
Well, he lost the first 2 sets, 7-6, 7-6. I think Musetti played very well. I think B-Dog said, Djokovic has always had a hard time with one-handed players because they hit the down the line. He said, Musetti, I guess I'm not quoting him the right way, but he said, he has trouble with the one-handed players because they hit that down the line, and he said Wawrinka was one of the best at it.
And look, in the first two sets of the match, which Musetti won respectively 6-6, 7-6, 7-6, he was hitting the backhand on the line. It went away.
He went to the bathroom, came back.
Well, Djokovic went to the bathroom.
Took some magic potion.
Yeah.
More like he came back to himself. He probably went, He meditated.
Zen.
He zenned out. Musetti got excited like the young man that he is at 19 years of age.
I don't think that's what happened. I mean, I'm getting there.
I'm sure that Musetti got excited. You're up 2 sets, right? Oh my God, I'm up 2 sets against Djokovic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Djokovic, he got we all know he is tough to beat mentally. He didn't smash a record, by the way. Mentally, he's tough to beat. He came back playing like Djokovic. I mean, it was like done quickly, 6-0. Was it another 6-0 or 6-1? And then 4-0, the guy retired. Couldn't hit it. But I was listening to Cam Williams. It seemed to me like Musetti got tight. Couldn't hit his shots. It didn't mean, I don't think he was hurt. He was tight. He couldn't do anything. It's like he forgot how to play tennis, or Djokovic was back. I don't know. What do you think, Lois?
All right, so you had about a minute without me saying a word. Now can I have the same thing in return?
Sure.
That's all I want, because I know it's impossible for Spanish women to do that. Do I have 1 minute? Can we time this? You sure you can handle this? I know it's going to blow your brains out if you think differently. All right, you ready for this? The first two sets, Musetti was able to hit the one-handed backhand down the line. Now, why do I stress one-handed backhand? Carla, lifetime player, a phenomenal player, a player that I still think at 41 could still make it to the second or third round of any tournament. And I say that truthfully. Ask my father, ask her brother, ask my mother, ask me, ask anyone that knows you that has played with you on the court. Just saying. There's the credibility. Just saying. But she hits a two-handed backhand. I hit a one. Your brother hits a one. Your dad hits a one. We hit one-handed backhands. You don't. So you don't quite get what happens when your leg hurts. Okay? If you're a one-handed backhand player, and the same thing with the two-handed player for the most part, but you can hit you can hit the two-handed backhand down the line. Off the back foot, or maybe with not all weight on one leg, or hitting it open. You can hit the two-handed backhand semi-open, right? You don't have to have your leading foot in front of you. You can have it somewhat behind you and still crank it up the line. You got the left hand to help you. One-handed players need to be set. In my opinion, they need to have their foot nearly out front, or at least parallel with the back foot. If we tend to hit the one-handed backhand open or semi-open, or we can't put weight onto the front foot or back foot, it's really tough to hit down the line. We tend to pull off of it. We don't hit through the ball as much. So he was hitting down the line the first 2 sets, won both sets. We had a leg issue, and that was an issue, and he no longer could take the backhand down the line as consistently. So what happened? The match went the other way. And look, and you may agree or disagree, but as a one-handed player, I know the implications of having bad knees, because I've had them for 20 years. You can't just sit there and slice all the time, because they're going to read that, your opponent, and they're going to get up in your grill and be like, get lost, and just smash that in your face. And that's really kind of what happened. Djokovic earned a victory. You can never count him out. He is a beast. He's the best returner in the history of the game. Fact. And in tiebreakers, he's deadly. Now, I understand that Musetti was something like 8-0 or 9-0 in tiebreakers prior to that match, but he had never faced at a major the best returner that's ever lived in the game.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yeah, Gene sent me something that Musetti said. He said, no, it's not an injury. It's just a little bit of cramps and a little bit of low back pain. There was no chance that I could win a point, so I decided to retire.
It's okay. It's okay.
So I wrote here.
It'd be different if it was Federer, but oh, wait a minute. He did that. Musetti put in work. It was going to end anyway. Now, if it were me and I was playing, I would have just, Venus Williams to me is a great example of playing every point until it ends, even if she can't play. Like, Venus will get hurt or has gotten hurt in the past over her illustrious career. And she has played in matches where she couldn't finish, she couldn't walk, but she made it a point to go out there and tap the serve in, not go for the return, and shake hands at the net instead of on the sidelines. So, Venus, much love for that.
I put here, Djokovic and Nadal have proven that they are not Federer and beatable. You know, which Federer is beatable. I said young guys will have to wait for Nadal to age and not move in order for them to win. As Massetti was up 2 sets and then gets destroyed. I put Sinner serving for it and crashes and then can't hold.
Look.
Wait, B-Dog said something to me, you know, and so I took a screenshot of it and I said, you know what, I'm going to read his comment. It's a pretty good comment. He says, I think you underestimate the pressure those guys are under, especially Musetti at 19 years old. He gave it his best. Tsitsipas has seemed to press through so far in big moments. It takes time and commitment to excellence. He put Shapo, Kyrgios, Thiem, Medvedev, Ruud. Then he says, it's like playing football at high school and then jumping to the state tournament for the first time.
That's a good point.
Wow. It's a great point.
Can I give you a story what happened to me from going to Peanut A and Peanut B football? B-Dog is probably the only one out there that will relate with this because he's my dog. I'm going to go ahead and say it for everyone, but mainly for my brother out there. So I played midget A and midget B football when I was a kid, like City Park, right? And I was like 9 and 10 years old. So I went out there and I was a pretty good running back, receiver, quarterback, and defensive player. And I had this hot head, like, oh, I'm 9 or 10, you know, let's go. So a year later, I started middle school, right? Mm-hmm. So tried out there, and because of my people that I associated with, everybody was like running backs and receivers. So I wanted to play running back, right? So I go out. This was in 6th grade. The school was Azalea Road Middle School. We were the road runners. Anyway, so there was a drill. And the coach lined up these pads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there was like a group of dudes over this way. There was a group of dudes over this way. And we had to like pick a pad and run through it. And then the defensive player would come in and try to light you up. Well, light me up, he did. So my first time playing football from Peanut A to middle school, got the ball. I was like, I got this, coach. He was like, he was kind of laughing. I'm like, I don't know what they're laughing at, man. I can run this football. So I got the ball, boom, took it, cut, went through like the first thing. Boom, homeboy lit me up, and bow, drove me right on my back. I broke my tailbone. So my whole 6th grade, well, half of my 6th grade year, I had to sit on a donut in class. And our desks were like the wooden ones, you know, that kind of curved with your ass and had the, sorry, I didn't mean to say that, and then had the thing with the pencil hole on the front so you could like set it in there, roll your pencil down, and then set it back on there. Anyway, I had to sit in a donut the whole year because of that jump. So yeah, they jumped too soon.
Musetti played well. Look, I mean, I like his style, I like his one-handed backhand. Obviously, he has still a lot of work to do. He needs a little more in his shots, less rallying. One-handed player can't afford to do that. I noticed Djokovic kept attacking his backhand, which was very smart, in my opinion. You know, the one-handed player is always vulnerable on that side, which is why I stopped playing with a one-handed backhand after a year. I couldn't take it anymore. I found myself slicing so much, and I said, screw this crap. I'm not going to let people pick on my backhand anymore. Went back to the two-handed. That's where the one-handed is very vulnerable. And again, someone like Djokovic that can hit a million balls back, it's tough to beat him. And mentally, he's tough, and he's number 1 in the world, 118 slams. Very tough thing to do. So B-Dog, I like his comment, but my comment to him was, well, 17-year-olds have been veterans before in the past, back in the days.
Yep.
What makes this generation different? You know, I mean,
Great question.
you have Michael Chang that, I mean, he was hurt. And he still served underhand and still won.
It's a great question.
So what makes these 17-year-olds just quit? Or 19-year-olds just quit and not finish a match? Someone asked, is he a coward for not finishing? Yes, you're 4-0, finish it. Might as well get bagel. You were going to get bagel anyways.
Yeah, and just ask Venus Williams about this. You know, and look, we give hell to everybody. I'm not giving hell to Musetti here. He's young. He went ahead and retired. But I think that as you age and you have respect for the game, I think the best thing to do is just do what Venus has done and just tap the ball in and go shake hands at the net. But that's vintage tennis. That's the question. What, you know, vintage tennis, why isn't it the same as today? We talked about this. We're not going to beat a dead horse. We have instant gratification on social media likes. We have people that will rush home to take a selfie and show everybody where they are. It's self-gratification. It's instant gratification. And sometimes when it takes too long to get that gratification, people just quit. Anyway, we talked about this before, but that's my feelings on that. I don't know if
Well,
you agree
I
or
think,
disagree.
well, Jesus has short range of keeping the focus. B-Dog said, there's too many distractions nowadays. It's very true. I mean, it seems like this young generation, they just don't have the fight that the older generation had. They quit a lot easier, or they are allowed to make excuses because it is now acceptable to make excuses.
Agreed.
He should have finished that match, man. I mean, at 4-0, really, at 4-0, I mean, just lose. Give him the 6-0. He deserved it. Djokovic did deserve it. And let's go to Becker won Wimbledon at 17 and 18, so he can talk. That's what Michael Walker said.
Fair enough. Great comment.
Olavipa said, I don't trust Matteo to beat Djokovic. I don't either. And Musetti, to me, who looked better than Berrettini, couldn't do it. I don't see him doing it.
If I'm Novak Djokovic in this match, which it would be my dream to be, or anyone in the top 100, I would take that, as long as it didn't take leaving my family. But if Djokovic is smart here, he'll go ahead and play aggressive, knowing that he is so much better player, and save his body for when he is going to meet Rafa Nadal. Mm-hmm. That's going to happen. Now, one thing worrisome about the Djokovic match, and he won it in 5, okay. But the worrisome thing was that early on in the match, he was misfiring. If you notice the first set and then maybe half of the second set, he was misfiring a lot. He was missing balls by like 2 feet wide, 8 inches wide. His spots he was missing pretty badly. Okay, well, he got through it. He figured it out. He cleaned up his game. His timing got set. He exploited a weak, gimpy leg where he took the line away from Musetti. But he can't afford to do that against Rafa Nadal. He just can't, because of his incredible spin on his balls. If he is misfiring there, he's going to lose sets quickly, just like last year, or whatever year, 2 years ago. Last year, where it was a bagel? Was it a French fry or a bagel in one of those sets?
Bagel.
If he misfires early against Nadal, Nadal will beat Djokovic quickly. So he can't start slow. He can't start slow against Nadal.
But Nadal didn't play well either. Nadal had so many double faults in his Sinner match. I mean, he got broken. We watched Nadal get broken so many times, but yet Sinner couldn't hold his serve, and that was an issue. Where Djokovic is not.
Sinner's a baby. He's a little baby.
That's what I'm saying. When you guys
Sinner's a baby, and Musetti's a baby.
Wade and Cheat and Wildlife.
Little kids,
Wade and Cheat and Wildlife were like, oh, he's gonna get trouble too. I'm like, guys,
they're just babies.
He played worse than he did last year.
They're not prize fighters.
No, they're not.
Man,
you're serving, you break the guy, you're up. All you gotta do is hold your serve, and you get broken at low 40.
They're just babies, man. It's so
6-0 in the third. Ouch.
It's so comical to me. Like some of the news outlets for tennis, like Yahoo Sports, and there's a lot of YouTube people that totally spam these titles, and the way they talk about, oh, this match is going to be so great, it's going to be flamboyant, oh, the new kid. Look, man, if you're a fighter, understand that it's like the Floyd Mayweather bullshit fight last night against Logan Paul. The prize fighter in best of 5, homeboy's in there to kill you, and he's got a reputation, and he's got a legacy to uphold, and you're just hoping.
Like I said,
prize fighters,
man. The young chickadees, the young chicklings.
Maybe not in the women's because it's 2 of 3.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the women, but homeboys in 5 sets.
They need to wait.
Come on,
you guys
bro.
are gonna have to wait till Djokovic is in a cane, and so is Nadal, because you guys are not beating them.
Pull the rope, hung up, making you look like you got me beaten, and boom, and the knockout.
This message cracks me up. Where is this Schwartzman? Let's go back. Anastasia said maybe Schwartzman will get a set or Rafa, but nothing more. That match is going to be so boring
6-2,
that I'm a Rafa fan, and I'm going to tell you something. I don't even want to watch that match. I never want to see a Schwartzman and Rafa match. That puts you to sleep. You don't even need to take NyQuil for that match.
That's
the NyQuil right there.
Look, that whole little bottom section, Schwartzman plays who?
Yeah.
Schwartzman, Struff? Oh, I say who? He's a solid player. Look, we're not going to talk about that. But
and when Schwartzman hasn't dropped a set so far. He hasn't faced anybody huge.
I think Struff is going to beat Struff.
Struff got beat by Schwartz.
Well, who does he play next?
Schwartz, little man, plays Nadal.
Oh, that's going to be 2-2-2. And that tells you how much of that section. That tells you how much of that section we've studied because Schwartzman's in there.
Yeah. No, I'm tired of it too. He says, am I the only one tired of seeing Schwartzman and Nadal all the time at the French Open?
And hey, but the draws are totally random. The draws are not manipulated. They're totally random.
Yeah,
There is no hint of draw manipulation there.
Yeah. G. Jesus says millennials are well known for being too dispersed, though. No disrespecting anybody, but it has been talked a lot how entitled new generations are. They want everything immediately. It's so true. Even my son, he wants it now. My dad used to say, "Too bad. You get it when I'm ready to give it to you."
Yeah. Her dad would tell her, if I say the sky is yellow, the damn sky is yellow.
He always said Diego will get smacked by Rafa. Darko said boring Schwartzman. Ha ha ha.
That's right.
William Chia says Struff lost a 5-1 lead to Schwartzman. Well, that's Struff. That's not Nadal.
Yeah.
This guy said Schwartzman is a bum guy. Sorry to say it. He is. Michael Walker said, Nadal Novak meet. Do you remember the U.S. Open final of Federer Novak at the 2014 U.S. Open? Yeah, right, because it never happened.
Okay, write this down. Look, I'm old school. I don't even know how to make self notes on a cell phone of myself. I just tell Carla, but I have to write everything down. I got $20. $20.
Oh, here you go betting again.
$20. 20. No, this isn't a bet. Someone's going to win it. Put in the comments $20. Whoever can predict the exact score, not the exact, but the closest one to it, to the Nadal Schwartzman match. So if you think Nadal's going to win 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, put that in there. Whoever the closest person is to it, I'll send $20. Actually, let's say if they nail it, because a lot of people may tie.
Can I play?
Yeah, you can play.
Okay, my score I'm gonna put here.
Write it down. Dusan Dramakanini, write it down out there.
6-3, 6-4. That's my score.
Okay, let me write it on my draw. 6-1, 6-2, 6-3. 1, 2, 3.
All right. So wait. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it because I like taking screenshots. It's easier. Darko said 6-1, 6-1 for Nadal. You're missing one set, Darko.
Okay, whoa, let me write
6-3,
this.
okay.
Wait, Darko's got what?
He's missing one set.
Okay.
Wildlife says, let's see. Wildlife says 6-3, 6-1, 6-4.
Okay.
Michael Walker said Nadal wins 5-7, 7-5, 6-3, 6-4.
He doesn't like Nadal.
Jesus says, nope, that's too bad. 6-3, 6-2, 6-3.
Okay.
Alex Couillard says 6-3, 6-2, 6-2.
Yeah.
Darko says 6-1, 1, and 1.
6-1, 6-1, 6-1. I'm with Darko.
Olabimpa says 7-5, 4-6,
Mm-hmm.
6-3,
Mm-hmm.
6-2. Hello, Medvedev.
Who is that? Olabempe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Layla says 6-3, 6-2, 6-2. But that's the same thing as Alex Couillard. You can't have.
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
Let's say if there's a
Then we're
tiebreak.
gonna split it.
Yeah, we'll split it if it's a tiebreaker.
Gene says 6-1, 6-4, 6-0.
Okay. Gene's
Jack
well.
Nolte said 6-3, 5-7, 6-3, 6-2.
Holy shit.
Is this Detzerville, a Casper?
Casper the GOAT.
6-1.
Is that Casper?
I think so.
Man.
6-1, 6-3.
6-1, 6-1, 6-3?
Elvis Presley.
Uh-oh. He's back.
6-4, 6-2, 6-0.
That's a good score. I like that one because Schwartzman knows he's beaten at that point, and he just goes away.
Furzy 09.
Oh, shit. What's up, Furzy?
4-4-4.
6-4. That's a good score. I don't think Nadal will be that nice.
Canadian tennis.
Canadian tennis.
6-3, 6-4, 6-3.
Yeah.
Ryan Mason.
Yeah, what's up, Ryan?
6-4, 3-6,
Yeah.
7-5,
Yeah.
6-2.
Impressive.
Dushan for Schwartzman.
He's picking Schwartzman? Oh, damn.
Oh, you must be drinking some strong liquor over there.
Yeah, there's some.
7-6.
Okay, hold on. 7-6.
3-6.
Uh-oh.
6-4.
Oh, no.
6-4. I'll never watch a French Open if that ever happens.
Oh, no.
Michael.
Michael who?
Dumond.
Can you spell that? Oh.
G-U.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I know who that is. Yeah.
6-4.
Yeah.
6-3.
6-4, 6-3.
6-1.
6-1. Let's
And
go.
for Daniel Medvedev, some people are saying Diego.
Let's go, Medvedev. Okay.
Chris Aviation. He says,
What
I hate
did
Nadal.
Medvedev pick?
He didn't pick it.
Okay, who?
Chris Aviation. 6-4, 6-4, 6-2.
Okay.
Wayne Chia says, you guys, Rafa playing the same opponents as last year, but one round earlier. Sinner Schwartzman Djokovic.
We still got scores coming in?
This guy. Where did I miss you? Okay, this guy. Let's go back.
All right, anyway.
This guy. You got this guy?
Yeah, come on, no. Come on.
6-3, 6-2.
Yep.
6-1.
All right, we're good?
We are good.
All right, shutting it out. Okay.
You guys are totally disrespectful. Deal. Man, little man ain't gonna do anything. Come on now. Come on.
Okay, let's give them some props then.
Little man is not gonna do anything. Little man was losing to everyone just a few weeks ago, and now you guys think that he's gonna give a good match to Nadal? What are they smoking something?
Who said that though? Give him some
Michael
props.
Walker.
Okay.
Michael Walker. First of all, Schwartzman was losing to everyone last few weeks, and now all of a sudden he's gonna do really good. Come on. Nah.
Gotta watch out for those chicken nuggets.
Let's see. Schwartzman beats Struve. Ooh. Cole Schreiber. Ooh. Badin. Ooh.
Oh.
Yes. Who? Ooh.
Whoa.
Wow. That's some tough
Tough
matches.
jaw right there, bro.
Wait. Bill Clarity.
Uh-oh. Let me take Bill Clarity because I'm thinking clearer now because he's clarity. All right, let's go.
7-5.
Hold on, let me get it. 7-5.
6-4.
Yeah.
7-5.
Come on.
THK said.
Let's go, THK.
Oh.
Oh, I like his
Are you
pick.
kidding?
It could happen. Nadal wants to get off the court because he knows he's going to have face Djokovic. He's going to be a raging bull coming out of this match. Look, Djokovic should wipe the floor with Berrettini's towel in his bag, and Nadal should do the same thing. And so they are arrested for a really extravagant and wonderful semifinal.
Layla C says Diego never beat Nadal in the best of 5 though. Nadal lives rent free in his head.
That's true.
Come on, man. Little man needs to bring 2 of him to have a chance against Nadal.
He's a big
2
man.
of him.
Little
That's what I'm telling you. Schwartzman needs 2 of him. And he needs to put one doubles against Nadal and still won't beat him.
He's a big man and little cold.
He still won't beat him. You can have 2 Schwartzmans playing Canadian doubles against Nadal, and Nadal will still win.
I'd put Christopher, one of our sons, up against Schwartzman. I think he'd win some games. I'm fairly certain. Chris is a beast.
He's 5'7".
Chris doesn't play.
Gene Shore says Berrettini's a better version of Raonic. Laugh out loud.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I think it depends on surface there, though. I think if you put Raonic and Schwartzman on grass or hard court, Schwartzman, okay. He's made his share of deep runs at tournaments, but I think in those shares of deep runs would be because of relatively lucky losses by other people that are in his sections, or just relatively weak draws.
Olympus said head-to-head 10-1. Laugh out loud.
What was his one? Do you know where he beat him?
I think Rome. Someone put here.
Maybe.
Man, so did Fognini. And your point is? The point is? And so did Zverev. Does that mean he will win at the French Open?
Well, I'm curious about one thing. I'm not going to take the scores down. The bet was for, and I have everybody's names written, and we can go back into the chat and find it. If not, I hope. I don't know. So that's why I wrote them. But who beats who worse? Does Nadal beat Schwartzman worse? Or does Djokovic beat Berrettini worse? Or do they beat them both equally as bad? Just to lay down the foundation to everybody, hey man.
Osaka pull out of Wimbledon? No, I didn't see that.
Interesting.
Did she?
Maybe there is some mental health issues. If so, a very respectable decision. This is breaking news. Who said that?
Hold on, let me see.
Let's give that person some credit.
Naomi Osaka withdraws from second tournament over mental health.
Is that like
it says Osaka pulls out of Berlin tournament, raising doubts over Wimbledon.
Yeah. So probably the warm-ups on the grass. So what is it? Queens Club, the Nature Valley Classic, Eastbourne. No, Eastbourne is down south, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Is that the McEnroe Dunlop? Yes, it is.
Yeah, Dunlop.
Here, I'll give it.
And by the way, we never mentioned this on our fantasy team giveaways, but there's a lot of people out there that like vintage rackets, and these are ones I played with when I was a boy. So I have 2 that I've had for a very long time. This is the Max Ply, and I forget what year, 78, 77, I can't recall, something like that. And this was like the 76. But when I was a boy, these rackets were equally as desirable as rackets such as, Babolat Pure Arrows or Wilson Blades or the Yonex V Core 98 or whatever it may be, or the Pro Staff, blah, 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 blah. But these were hot commodities, and I haven't had strings in them in years, and they're perfectly straight. And I even have my head press. Have you ever seen these trapezoid head presses that you put on them and you winch them down so they stay straight? But these are very, very nice. So for Wimbledon, by the way, so in 3 weeks or so, we're going to do the same fantasy team competition. We're going to do the same $250 cash giveaway. And if you like vintage rackets, I'll put these out there too. All right.
He said the McEnroe. He said no. The McEnroe racket, black one, came out in 1982.
I knew I was close.
Someone said Barty. Where is it? Just put this.
Put these back out here.
Oh,
I'm just gonna move them.
Oh, Jean Schwartz said Barty pulled out of Berlin too. Well, she has an injury, so I think we kind of expect that. It was kind of a rough injury. Jack Nolte says, anyway, Diego's getting bashed anyway. What if he won? We would all laugh. If Diego Schwartzman beat Nadal, I'm telling you guys, I wouldn't watch the rest of the French Open because I'll be like, is that a joke? Let's see, Wildlife said no. Wayne Chia said 2020, 6-3, 6-3, 7-6, 2018, 4-6, 3-6, 6-3, 6-2. Rafa played Schwartzman twice at Roland Garros. Okay, that was a close score. Jack Nolte said, yeah, have to both wear Diego style cap if he wins. Ha ha ha. Labimpe Olodrin said Nadal beat Diego last year in Roland Garros in 3 sets. That's what I thought. Michael, Chris Aviation said Nadal will beat Diego worse. I don't know why, but I just feel it. Either Nadal plays really close matches or he just destroys people. Ha ha ha. You know what? The 6-0 for Sinner. Didn't Sinner say, oh, I'm going to prove, like, didn't he say something?
He's just a baby.
Yeah,
He's
6-0. 6-0, that hurts.
I have a son.
That hurts.
I have a son as old as Yannick Sinner. He's just a baby. He's a baby. He's playing a grown-ass man that's been in the damn trenches, literally. I mean, you just, it's a different level of fight. It's just a different level of fight. Look, you can have a 19-year-old that's maybe your same size, build, weight. I'm not talking about a big heavyweight. By the way, have we ever given a shout out on our show to that guy, to Reeves Davis, who's a UFC fighter?
I don't even think he watches this. Justin.
Probably. Well, anyway, one of the
That's a
local people here from a very small island is actually on his way up in UFC. Anyway, he doesn't watch this, I know, but he's a fine young man. Anyway. But it's the same difference. A prize fighter, a veteran, is playing a rookie, a baby. He's not ready yet. And at least for them, he might be ready. They may be ready for someone like Berrettini or Schwartzman, but they're not ready for Djokovic and Nadal.
Just like Ryan, they're not ready for us. We're gonna beat them.
Me and Christopher.
We're gonna beat their booties. Make sure that you bring extra bottles for the baby. You know, we'll put the shed and everything, but we're beating them.
He said his wife was coming.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, during this match, there will be no a 10-point tiebreaker in the third. We are playing 2 out of 3 sets, period. If we get to a third set and split sets, then you have to deal with Chris and I's fitness with your old asses. Oh, we are going to come.
Wait, aren't you older than me by 2 years?
I'm in better shape. Fact.
Says who?
Me.
Bullshit.
You can't beat me in arm wrestling.
You're supposed to beat me. You're a man. He says
you can't run out there.
You might be skinnier. You might be skinnier or have less fat than me. But the reality is that when we're playing a match, you're dying and sweating. I don't even drink water. We switch, and you're drinking water.
That doesn't
and guess
mean
what?
Sweating has nothing to do with anything. Some people sweat more than others,
After
Carla.
one set, you're tired. I'm not
tired.
tired.
You're in worse shape than me. That's a fact.
I'm in worse shape than you?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Maybe look, but I'm fitter than you on the court, baby.
You got nothing.
That is such bullshit. This guy can't keep playing longer. I'm not even huffing and puffing. We play like 10-point rallies.
When was the last time you played a
this.
match, Carla? You want to
I beat you last time.
Do you want to play
Anyways,
again?
whatever.
When's the next time you want to
Stream
play,
the match.
Carla? You scared?
Oh,
you scared? You're
this
scared.
guy said here. Do you really believe that he's fitter than me on a tennis court? I'm not talking about. Well, he might have a six-pack. He might have a chest.
Ryan Mason.
Right, we're kicking their ass.
Ryan Mason can come and witness it.
He's playing with me.
That's doubles.
Oh my God! I beat your ass in singles. Are you
I beat your ass too. Talking about, man. I'm not dreaming about it.
Next time we got Gabby, Justin, and Lily, just ask them, and they'll tell you the truth. Anyways,
you're out of shape. I'm kidding, baby. I'm kidding.
I'll kick your ass even worse. What kicking his ass?
She's not out of shape. She's ripped. I'm giving her a hard time because she always talks about it. Anyway, she's fine. But I will kick that ass, and that's a fact.
No, he won't.
All right, next subject.
All right, let's go. Haha, it's gonna be good. Here we go. Laugh out loud.
It's gotta be B-Dog.
Stream the match.
We gotta just get someone to come here to film it, and then you can't stream it because on this on the island where we live, the court.
What's the score in Novak's match? Isn't that up for debate?
Who?
For Novak, who and Berrettini? We're not gonna do like a bet.
Well, I did one $20 for the other one. I don't want to do 2 in one show. Pockets get kind of tight, and I gotta give away. Or I'm not saying like I gotta give away. I'm happy to give away the $100 for the 2 fantasy team winners, and 20 of that comes from Flora Moore in the Philippines, by the way. Flora Moore gave up one of her random giveaways on the show, $20, and said to split it between 2 of the fantasy team winners. So $10, so 20% of what the 2 winners are going to get actually comes from Flora Moore.
Yeah, Layla C said La Carla versus Justice should be more interesting than most of these French Open matches.
Probably.
True, today's women's matches were very lopsided.
Look, when I blew my knee out, and it was more than just blowing my knee out. My leg snapped in half, and I had to be carried to my car with my leg that wouldn't straighten up, even if my mind asked it to. My patellar tendon ruptured from the bottom of my leg, so my mind would say lift lower leg, and it wouldn't because it wasn't attached. I was playing her ass when it happened with people watching. She was the culprit. That's your fault.
And I told you, but you know what makes no sense to me? I was beating his ass like bad.
It was a match point.
Bad, beating his back. He has to jump. I'm like, really? Are you really jumping for that shot that I know I hit amazing? That shot was amazing. How are you gonna get that shot up there?
Okay, real quick. We had people watching, so I was in it. We had people watching. There was people on the hill, and I'm like, okay, she's got me a match point, and I felt like I was still coming back. I think you won the first set kind of handily, but it was close in the second set, so she had a match point.
How many of those drinks has Justin already had?
Like 2.5. 2.5. Let's go.
Oh, man.
All right, anyway, enough about us.
Anyways, let's go to the women's match. By the way, I have to say something before we keep going. Wheelchair tennis. Dylan Alcott wins his 13th Grand Slam, wins his 3rd straight French Open Roland Garros title.
Beast.
Wow, amazing, right? This guy's 30 years old, amazing. He beat a 21-year-old. 13 slams so far.
The impressiveness, the impressiveness of wheelchair tennis won't do you justice by watching it on television. It won't do you justice by reading about it. But if you see it, a lot of people will see it and be like, "Hey, the ball's bouncing twice, whatever." I don't want to. I've mentioned this a whole bunch of times, and I never thought the same because tennis takes talent on any level or any situation. But 3 years straight, I was at the U.S. Open in New York, and I was able to do some racket stringing. And long story short, some of the best matches that I was able to watch, and a couple of them just made me want to just straight out cry. Not feeling sorry for anybody because these guys are better tennis players than all of us are. But what they do out there is really, really and truly unbelievable. It takes so much arm strength. It takes more arm strength than the rest of the tennis players, and it takes so much focus and so much going on. We have trouble as tennis players getting set and hitting the ball, much less having to use one arm to do this, another arm to do that. It's incredible. What this gentleman, Dylan Alcott, has done, it behooves me to not see these gentlemen up front and center for everything sports related on the good earth in which we live. You know what I mean? This guy is incredible, and all of them are incredible. But it's kind of a shame that we don't talk about quad wheelchair stuff or whatever when we talk about tennis. So we really, really want to wish all these guys and gals really well because they're incredible.
Yeah. All right, next subject. Do we talk about the women?
Let's just go with it how it flows, we'll just go everywhere. I did write this as, look, we taught lessons this morning. We had to drive to Mississippi to a Walmart because the Walmart here had a fire in it, so we had to drive all the way to Mississippi to go get groceries. So an hour there and an hour back, and the only thing I could write after having watched the Coco Gauff match, because I'm literally like driving and writing, was this, quote unquote, Gauff is on fire. Coco Gauff is on fire.
I disagree with you for 09. Kostiak is bad, good fitness only. No, I like her strokes. I actually thought this girl was a very beautiful girl, very strong girl.
I didn't think she was technical.
Powerful strokes. She needs to improve on lifting, on shot selection. She's young, isn't she like 18?
I think there's a difference between
she's good
watching someone on TV blister the ball and landing them in the court.
She kept up with Swiatek.
Well, I understand that, but if you look at the ability for Kostyuk to put together points consistently, sometimes I feel like Kostyuk is kind of like Sakari in a way. Sakari sometimes hits off her back foot on her ground strokes. Sometimes Sakari just whacks the ball and doesn't put together a point. She's just whacking the ball. Sometimes, so forth. What I'm getting at is there's a difference between a player like Sabalenka. Sabalenka still to this very day, she's gotten better. She goes out on the court and she just crams the damn ball. Here's the ball, bam! Let me hit it, with a freaking hideous squeal.
Who?
Sabalenka is what I'm saying.
Oh no, I thought to me she had a better game than Sabalenka.
Well, no, again, the metaphor is sometimes as a coach you can see players that half the time are just whacking the ball. And the other half of the time are constructing points. Players like Nadal, Djokovic, Federer, and I can't even say players like Berrettini all the time construct points because sometimes they just whack the damn ball.
Sure.
And if all you're going to do is whack the damn ball, 50% of the time, someone that is technically hitting their spots, playing the game, defending the way they're supposed to be, being in the spot when here's a fatal flaw of a lot of players I see on tour these days. They throw the drop shot in, right? So let's say I'm in an offensive position and I throw in the drop shot. Boom, the player's 5 feet behind the baseline, throw in the dropper. The player's charging towards the net after it, and me that hacked in the drop shot, am standing there watching them run to the net. If you pull off a good drop shot, you shouldn't sit there and just watch them go after
That's what you thought she did?
No. I'm just saying this is one of the signs of
she didn't do that. She actually. Yeah.
No, listen. This is one of the signs of a non-prize fighter against a prize fighter. If you throw in the drop shot and you see the opponent closing on it, get your ass up there, cut off the angles, and get in front of them. And a lot of the younger players don't do that.
True. I saw Iga make a lot of mistakes today. Honestly, I know a lot of you guys like her, but I'm just not impressed with Iga as much. I really don't think that. I've seen many players like Iga, honestly. Her serve is not that impressive. But yeah, her forehand's good. Her drop shot selections, okay, sometimes she makes the right choice. There was a lot of things like she would drop shot, and I'm like, why are you going back to the person at the net when you have the whole space open? The whole screaming to me gets under my skin, and when she's messing up. I don't know, for some reason I can't like this girl too much. I don't know. Are you impressed with Iga's game? Do you think she is the best quarter player right now?
Carl and I watched this match together, but kind of on separate couches in a way. I'm old school, so I lay my notebooks out everywhere.
I could care less if she's a huge fan of Rafa. I just didn't compare.
Yeah, so, all right, give me 30 seconds here. Okay, so, look, Swiatek is a great player, but just like Sinner, per se, or Musetti, she's still a baby. Mm-hmm. I get it that Tracy Austin has won a major at 15. I get it that we can go to the Hingises and Serena Williams. I understand that, but we just said this earlier in the show. It's a different era. It's a different time. Instant gratification. People are maturing later because they've had cell phones in their hands for so long, Anyway, the reason why I'm not so impressed with Swiatek as of yet is this. Number one, her court appearance, not her look and how she looks. I won't ever get into that. Carla sometimes give girls hell, but I won't do that. I respect the ladies no matter what. But the reason why I'm not so impressed with Swiatek is her court appearance, including at court conduct. When I see her out there playing, I always see Swiatek, I missed this shot, she's always looking like a little kind of, I don't want to say a brat because, Kenin would more exemplify a brat, even now when she's older, but Swiatek just has some gestures on court playing with herself. She's not bitching at anybody, she's just complaining with herself, frustration. It just shows again she's still a baby. So that's why I'm not really impressed with her at this point yet. However, I'm not really impressed with anybody currently that's not going through hopefully a curable mental health issue.
I like Goff's game.
That's where I'm getting
I watched her to play Jabeur today, and I felt like she outclassed Jabeur. Jabeur could not handle her pace. She was smart to drop shot somebody that's not super fit and slow. She meant business out there. She was serious.
Before we talk about Goff, that's next.
And she doesn't scream, come on, anymore.
Let me finish the list of things. And I have a list of things that doesn't allow me to be cognitively impressed about Swiatek yet. Number one, court conduct. I don't give a I don't care where you come from or where you go or where whatever. When you're watching the game of tennis, just like breaking rackets, little body movements like, you know, it's just, who needs it? Just, who gives a shit about it? Just play the game, keep it in here. Okay, number one. She always looks frustrated out there. You know, if she's doing well, okay, she's like, come on, I get it. But when she's losing a point or losing a game or whatever, she just looks frustrated, and we don't. Anyway.
Yeah, Kevin looks the same way.
Number three, she's always griping at herself. You know, she's griping at herself, and maybe we hear it more now because of the no fan situation, which, again, we've been having, and I'll get into that here. And her service motion is laborious to me to watch. You know, it's not compact and not quick to the spot. She's not pulling into it slowly and then, bam. It's kind of a laborious arm movement. She's kind of here, and her arm kind of drops back here, and then she goes up after it. I think if I'm coaching her, I'm asking her to clean up the service motion. It just doesn't look aesthetically pleasable to me. But what the hell do I know? I don't know. I just have played the game and coached it for 22 years and born into it 43 years ago. But what the hell do I know? But when I look at her service motion, I think Swiatek has a laborious, tiring service motion. That's just my opinion. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think Wildlife agrees with you. She says Iga serve needs help. Even I will admit that. Alsphere says I agree with.
It's tough to watch.
I'm just not. I'm again. She really hasn't faced a top player, so for me, it's hard to say, gosh, she is the best clay court player right now.
She can't be.
Because when Henin played, man, she faced a lot of good people. Just saying.
Yeah, who are some of the most non-aesthetically pleasing servers in the history of women's tennis? Which one of the, is it Kiki Bertens that comes straight back and then serves? Didn't Marion Bartoli have a really just really bad to look at? There's a lot of people that play the game that are very good at the game, and to watch them play is just, it's not pleasing to the senses. And her service motion, referring to Swiatek, is one of those. Arani.
For me, I don't have a problem that she's going, I don't care about that. Justin probably cares about that more. To me, I think that we're hyping her up so much.
Yeah, it's not time for that.
It's not time for that. To me, it's like we're hyping her up for what?
And ask yourselves, you know, look, Rafael Nadal has 13 majors on clay, you know, and so, you know, here this young girl is, and she has a bright future. She's a really good player.
Thank you, Alabi, but she ain't that special.
Yeah, she ain't that special.
You just said it.
But look, it's just the French Open where you're hearing about the depth of this girl.
You don't hear in any other.
How did Swiatek do at Wimbledon last time it was played? Maybe she wasn't old enough. I don't know if she played that 2 years ago.
Wimbledon, yeah.
But look at her track record. Why is it just on clay? Why is it just Nadal on clay can do the most damage? Now Nadal has won majors at every other major, so you can't have that argument for him. He's just an expert there. But I have a feeling that Swiatek isn't going to do too much damage anywhere else until she fixes a couple things. Service motion, okay? She's able to get away with that laborious serve because, again, on clay it slows down for everybody. She's able to get away with that. She's able to get away with her. Look, when I'm coaching kids and they start complaining and whining, I'm like, stop whining and damn complaining, because it's going to get mental for you, and then your body's going to slow down. Then you're going to start pouting, and then you're going to start moping around the damn tennis court. Stay positive, work hard, and work damn hard and stay positive. If we get negative here, we will slow down there. The mind and body work together, and sometimes they don't, right? So Swiatek must understand that if she at 19 years old continuously has bad court conduct, always self-complaining, she's not bitching at everybody or causing a ruckus. But if that was my daughter out there and I'm like, man, why do you keep doing all this stuff? Stop. If that was my Lily or my Gabriella and they were out on the court and they missed the shot and they're like, ugh, I would be pissed. I'd be like, that's not how we conduct ourselves on the court. That's all I'm saying. Hate me if you want, I don't care. That's my belief. Bad court conduct in the world in which we live today is unacceptable. If you want to watch Kyrgios jerk off water bottles, or you want to go watch Djokovic smash a damn racket, or you want to go watch Federer quit, then that's fine. But it's not for me. Fair enough? All right.
THK says, Swiatek is the true model of Nadal. She will continue to improve her game in all areas. Let's give the young lady a chance. Yes, I agree.
Well, yeah, we are giving her a chance. But
I don't have anything against.
we love the girl.
I don't have anything against her. She's got great conduct, but to me, it's just, I'm just not impressed yet.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm more impressed with Coco Gauff, who's 17. than Iga right now.
I think Coco
I'm
Gauff.
just saying.
I think Coco Gauff right now, based upon the Jabeur match that she played today and the match that Swiatek played Kostyuk, I definitely didn't think Kostyuk was anything special. I thought she had a great game, but she was misfiring everywhere, and she still had a kind of a tough time. So Swiatek was down a break early in the first.
Jabeur could not handle her pace. First of all, Jabeur came out playing like she could hit the ball hard.
Hold on. Can we give a shout out to Canadian tennis fan real quick?
Yeah, he's out there.
Yesterday, Canadian tennis fan, and I forgot, and I owe him an apology. Canadian tennis fan has come onto this channel in the past year or so, at least commenting and submitting fantasy teams, something like that. Mm-hmm. Excuse me if I'm wrong. And does a lot of good comments, and he did a really good fantasy run. But he sent us a comment yesterday prior to the match starting. Do you have it? I think I sent it to you on a text message.
Yeah, and I was going to get to a message about Iga, but we'll do this first.
This is a message from Canadian tennis fan to us after the show. Yeah. Again, when we do these shows, again, in comments, keep it going. If you want to catch up with us on Facebook, there's a link in the description. Click on it. We can communicate all night for all we care.
All right, ready?
But read Canadian tennis fan.
This Canadian tennis fan. Hey, Carl and Justin. I haven't been commenting that much, but I have a few things to say about tomorrow's matches. Please let me know what you think. Jabeur versus Gauff. Jabeur destroyed Gauff this year on clay 6-3, 6-3. Gauff always has trouble with Jabeur's game. She won't win easily, right? And also, I feel that since last season, Jabeur has improved her fitness a tone, and she has won 23 matches this season. But obviously, Gauff is playing very well. But so is Jabeur. Sakkari versus Kenin. Sakkari does not hit off the back foot and has improved so much, and she handed out a bagel when she beat Kenin this year. So let's go Greece tennis. Let me know what you think. Sorry about the long message, and you guys cheer for the USA players, so fair play to you, but let's go. I just want to comment because you guys are awesome and I love talking tennis. Let's go, vamos. Well,
go ahead.
He was wrong about Jabeur and Coco Gauff. Yes, I thought Jabeur would give her a bit more problem. Guess what? Jabeur wasn't drop shotting. She wasn't slicing. From the beginning, she tried to play Gauff's game, which Gauff's game is power. She's not a power player. Jabeur is not. She should have sliced. She should have diced. She should have given more loops. She didn't do that. Every time she tried to hit the ball hard, Gauff would hit it harder. What would happen? Jabeur would be late, and it would meet her almost to the side, which would make her hit the ball out. Gauff drop shot her. Jabeur couldn't get to it. It was a very frustrating day for Jabeur. She definitely got her back. She got her revenge back. And as for Sakkari, well, she doesn't hit off her back foot all the time. I agree. She's improved that. And she did beat Kenin pretty badly today. I mean, what she beat Kenin today? 1-3. Ouch.
Okay. All right, my turn on this one. Number one, the message from the gentleman or young lady that mentioned that Sakkari doesn't hit off the back foot. Where does this even come from?
Because you mentioned it before.
Okay, a couple of years ago, we started the show 3 years ago, and Carla and I as coaches, we always try to pick out when we're watching matches what some of these younger players can do to get better. One of the things that Sakkari would always do 3 years ago, ask Wild Live One. Wild Live One and I have broken down the games of Sabalenka and Sakkari for a very long time, not just yesterday. From a coaching perspective, Sakkari would always hit the forehand off the back foot and finish with her racket behind the head, like Nadal would do. And even Nadal's uncle Tony would tell you that don't try to mimic my nephew, because he meets the ball late, and because he meets the ball late, he has gravitated towards finishing with his hand behind his head. As a coach, I don't think this is a particularly good habit. I don't care if you're trying to go down the line or not. I think if you're trying to hit a good topspin lob, you can do that. But I think ultimately it's not the greatest stroke. It's not that pretty to see. But Sakkari would do it incessantly. She would always hit this shot, not following through the ball at all. She would go through it and up above her same playing side's ear, right? And she would do it. Now, she has cleaned that up. Yes, she has cleaned it up. She still does it. I watched it a couple of times her last match. But everyone still does it. Anyway, she's cleaned it up. To Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff not only handled Jabeur, she destroyed Jabeur. And why? What is the main reason why Coco Gauff destroyed Jabeur? Let's think about it. Not just that Coco Gauff is playing really good. Not that Coco Gauff has an electric power game that's very consistent. Not just because she's 17, young, and actually has a passion for the game. She loves it. You can tell Coco Gauff loves the game. She's hungry to beat your ass. Period. Love her. But Jabeur is a little bit out of shape. Now, she's in better shape than she was prior to. However, if you're playing a player that can hit the ball through the court, playing offensive tennis, aggressive tennis, if you are 1/4 of a step late, you're in trouble. You're going to be spraying balls wide. You're going to be mishitting them. You're going to be shaking drop shots. You're going to be missing slices if you're 1/4 of a step late, much less a full second late, which Jabeur today seemed to be. There was multiple times where Jabeur was just 1/4 of a second, a nanosecond, just a small little nanosecond of time of getting to the ball. And I'm not talking a whole footstep or being behind. I'm just saying if you look at the damn point of impact, Jabeur was about 1/4 of a second off. And when you're playing a player like Coco and she is on, if you are slightly out of shape, you're in trouble. That's the tale of the tale to me.
That was obvious.
It doesn't take
Someone
rocket
said that
science.
her husband walked out before the end of the match.
Now that's bullshit. That's a good not bullshit comment. That's a great comment. Who said that though?
I'm trying to find it. Here it is. Alex Rios says Jabeur's husband left towards the end of the match.
Great comment, by the way. Now, this is something I think we should freeze about tennis and talk about. This is a great comment by Alex QR. I don't know if it's true or not, but think about it. If Carla is playing a match and she's losing, and I've seen a match you've lost before.
Which one have I lost?
Don't make me say his name.
The guy?
Yeah.
Don't make me
say it.
But that's not even a real tennis tournament.
Well, you played a match anyway. Do you ever think I would ever leave her side during a battle? Ever? If this is a true comment, I don't know. But what kind of man leaves the side of his wife while she's in battle? I don't know. I want to ask B-Dog about that. I think we go ahead and take those guys out back and go ahead and show them how we do things. Because that's some sissy shit. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that either. But damn. I mean, come on. Don't leave your wife. Anyway, but Coco Gauff destroyed her, and it has nothing to do about who's the better player. It just has to do in this match is she's got to get in a little bit better shape.
Let's read some comments. Canadian tennis fan says Jabeur had bad strategy today, though. Sad. Daniel Medvedev says, I actually think Iga is not the best player on clay because Ash beat her in Madrid in straights. Yeah, made her look lost.
I think a healthy Ash Barty would have beat her in this tournament.
If Ash was an injury, I would have loved to seen a rematch.
Me too.
This guy said, Iga's already won a slam. Are you not impressed?
She won a slam in a bubble.
And Olympia said, Ostapenko has...
At the end of the year.
Ostapenko has a slam. So what?
So...
Farzio Knight says, at least Ostapenko has a non-asterisk slam with half of the top 10 missing.
That's a great comment. Can I ask everyone a poll question? Mm-hmm. Who had the luckier slam win? Dominic Thiem after the accidental Djokovic throat hack on the lines lady? Or Iga Swiatek last year at the end of the year where the entire world's on lockdown and everybody's freaking out.
Who didn't play that? We know Barty didn't play.
It doesn't matter. Everybody that did play it was locked down for months and they had to stay in hotel rooms with rats running around them, as I remember correctly.
I think Thiem
Does everybody forget the media?
I think Thiem is luckier.
I mean,
that was the Australian Open, not the French Open.
If it wasn't for, could you imagine if that tennis ball coming off Djokovic's racket at that, weak ass lines lay, they couldn't shake that shit off? Could you imagine if that ball would have just gone right by her throat? You telling me Thiem would have won that damn major?
Thiem was luckier, for sure.
Man, damn.
All right, let's keep reading.
All right, go ahead.
Let's see. Okay, let's go back. Here we go. All right. Gauff, Jack Nolte said Gauff, more impressive looks, more unique about her, kind of like when the Williams sisters first started.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Jack,
look, do you think Coco Gauff right now at 17, given the eras, okay, let me make this question clear.
Okay, I'll go back to it later on.
Yeah, quick. I'm going to ask you. Mm-hmm. Do you think if you took Coco Gauff right now, moved her back to where Serena and Vitas came along, take Serena and Vitas out of the equation in the same era and implanted Coco Gauff then, does she start winning a bunch of Wimbledons?
No. You can't compare Gauff to Venus and Serena.
Not then?
Those are two different animals there, man. She is not comparable to the Williams sisters. The way the Williams sisters play is nowhere near what Gauff plays. Absolutely not.
Now, you have been around Serena.
No way.
How do you think the game differs at Coco Gauff's development now than where Serena was then?
Man, Serena was playing veterans, and so was Venus. They had it harder, in my opinion, than golf. The girls are weaker now, mentally.
Give me some players.
There's no dominant players in the women's. When they went in, it was Martina Hingis, Steffi Graf.
Monica Seles.
You had all the top players. Capriati, no way. These girls had to really fight. I mean, their tennis was a lot tougher, in my opinion. You had Kleisters, you had Hennens, you had Davenports. These girls now, it's like one and done, one disappear, win one, can't win a slam in the top 5, but can't win a slam. They get injured. You win a slam, you're injured, you're done. No way. No way. She won't have the same career.
Agreed.
No way.
But so back then, in on a scale of 1 to 10, what number would you give Coco Gauff if Serena was a 10 back then, or Venus? Because they were both exceptional. If
Gauff would have gotten bagel. Like if Gauff would have come in.
So does everyone agree what Carla says? Carla says that Serena at 17 would have bageled Coco Gauff right now at 17.
Absolutely.
Double bagel?
When
Bagel,
Serena
bagel?
came out, the girl was, I mean, she was serious.
Rip.
The way she hit the ball, just the serve.
Go, girl.
Gauff, you cannot compare Gauff's serve to Serena's serve.
She was ripped.
No woman can be compared to the serve that Serena had at a young age.
She came out like boom.
No way.
Had those beads going. She was like, what?
No way. You
And
can't even compare that.
Well, Venus was rolling off majors, and then Richard.
Venus was first.
And then Richard would say Serena's better, and we were like, ooh, damn.
Yeah, Jack Nolte said definitely 6'0", 6'2", or 6'1", maybe. Absolutely.
Sup, Jack Nolte?
Man, when those sisters came out, that was impressive.
Dominant.
They made Hingis quit. Hingis couldn't handle it. She was winning. She had to quit and retire from tennis.
She went and hung out with damn Richard Gasquet in a bar somewhere.
I mean, come on, yeah.
Yeah.
Woo,
Damn,
no way.
Serena and Venus came along. Hey, Richard Gasquet, let's go run to the pub. All right, let's go.
No way. No, that was way after.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go back to the Iga thing because I know Michael Walker. Serena moved up to the computer faster than anyone WTA history. Very well said. Daniel Medvedev
Dynamite.
said the Williams sisters in their prime was just something else no one will ever come.
Yep.
Jim Churchill said, very good point, Carla. Completely different era. Golf has so much resources than the Williams sisters. Chris Aviation said, I got Carla's point, but I also think that the differences between number 1 and number 40 was bigger than what they came in today. Is this good or bad? I don't know. To me, the 40s from before are just like our top 10 right now.
It's a good question.
Just saying.
It's a great question.
Anyway, so as you guys know, Michael Walker and I have a bet. He says Iga is going to win the French Open singles, and I'm not disagreeing with that. But he also says that she's going to win the doubles title.
Which is very hard.
And that's why I bet against him. So thank you, Alex Couillard. Send me a message. He said, I did some research.
Let's go. Research I love.
So here's his research, and I'm going to read it.
Let's go.
Alex Couillard said, I did a little bit of tennis research, laugh out loud, and I was wondering how many times in the Grand Slam tournament since the beginning of the 21st century that a WTA player has won both the singles and the doubles titles, and the results are quite rough, laugh out loud. There have been 84 Grand Slam tournaments since the 2000 Australian Open, and out of those 84, it has only been done 11 times. 11 out of 84 is 13%, with Serena doing it 8 times and Venus doing it twice, and Mary Pierce doing it once. So we shall see what happens during this last week of the French Open.
Great
and
research.
I know that Iga Swiatek, or whatever her name is no Serena, is no Venus.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay, give me 5 seconds to rebut, not rebut, but let me discuss this for a second. Currently in the French Open right now, here are your remaining players in the women's draw.
He says you look like Guga. Somebody says you look like Guga.
Gustavo Curtin?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, here we go. Here's the women left in the quarterfinals. Rybakina, respectively. Pavlyuchenkova, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
Cersei, respectively, but I don't think she has a chance.
Cersei's out. Where do you see Cersei?
Zidane
No, it's Zidane
Oh,
who
sorry.
should be there.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter either way.
It doesn't matter.
Either way.
He's not paying attention.
Okay, whatever. Okay, anyway, next player.
Yeah.
Badosa, who is a solid player, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Pavlyuchenkova, Badosa, and Rybakina on the bottom, all right? Top, Gauff, Krejcikova, Sakari, and Swiatek. Swiatek is the best player, I think, in that area. However, I think the only dangerous person to her, or the two dangerous persons right now, are Goff and Rybakina. I think Goff, if she's on her game and doesn't get wrapped up in the whole intensity of the psychological aspect of being at this stage of a major, she's made a Wimbledon fourth round before. Here she is in the quarterfinals of the French Open. If she doesn't get wrapped up in the limelight, she should, on paper, dominate Krejcikova, at least on clay in the past couple of tournaments. She should dominate. Well, I was going to say that, but she would face Swiatek next. Swiatek, I think, will beat Coco Gauff at this point, but let's talk about doubles.
Yeah, let's talk about. By the way, I put George Bralic. I guess he's watching the video back. Yeah. He put his score in.
Okay, I'll give it to him. Let's go. He'll catch it later. Okay.
George or Dio.
Okay, I got it. How do you spell his name?
Dio.
Dorde Ralic. Yeah. He's been around for a while. George Ralic. Okay,
766463.
766463.
Okay, so let's go to the doubles.
But doubles though. Think about this before she's going to tell you the whole lineup, who they're facing, whatever. Swiatek is playing doubles with the doubles maestro, and her name is Bethany Maddox-Sands. Bethany Maddox-Sands isn't the greatest singles player. Bethany Maddox-Sands is a phenomenal doubles player, and Bethany Maddox-Sands also had the same knee injury that I had when I was playing Carla. We both ruptured our patellar tendons. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Swiatek is a doubles maestro. She has always been in mixed doubles. In my opinion, the reason why her mixed doubles major championships have been because of her. She is like Bob and Mike Bryan of women's doubles, and she's playing with Swiatek. I don't know if the field facing her can beat those two, unless it's Carolina and Kristina Pliskova.
Which they're playing Sinakova against Krejcikova.
Tell them what's up.
Maddox-Sands and Swiatek have to face the 11th seed that's ahead of them. They're 14th seed in this tournament. Jurak and Klepat.
That's a good team.
If they get through that, their next opponent would be the Martic, Rogers, Podoroska, and Begu.
Excellent.
Okay? And then Pera's on the other side, Linette's on the other side. Pavlyuchenkova and Rybakina are also playing.
But two good singles players doesn't mean a shit.
But Swiatek is not singles, but she's not a doubles player.
But on that court, in that match, you just said Rybakina and Pavlyuchenkova were playing singles. Carla,
they are doubles players too.
When you and I play singles against anybody of our own sex and our age, okay, there's not many people here who are going to beat us, right? However, if anybody, I'll challenge anybody in the area in which I live, even you, Ryan Mason. I'll challenge anyone around my age in a singles 2 out of 3 sets. Anybody. Come on, let's go. I'm here in Dolphin Island, Alabama. Roll up, film it. I don't give a shit, win or lose. Come on. I plan to win, period. And Carla, if any female out there, or even dude around here at 40 years old wants to come out and play her because she beats me a lot,
oh, thank you for admitting it. Yay!
I'm not going to take it away, but I'm not going to take it away. I give credit where credit's due, but don't tell me, Carla, that I haven't beaten you my fair share of times.
Sure, but I've beaten you way more. Like I said, Serena.
It's not Serena and Sharapova. Serena and Sharapova is like
Serena Sharapova.
Serena and Sharapova is like 20-1. I've beaten you plenty of times,
like
Carla.
What, 3 times? Okay, so let's make
We've been together for a fucking decade and a half.
Serena, Venus. There we go.
Okay, we'll take that. I'll be Venus, you can be Serena. But, she's getting out of shape in her old age, so I think that
Are you saying I'm fat or something? Because you keep telling
me
I'm out of shape. Why you gotta say fat? You keep saying I'm out of shape. You keep saying I'm out of shape.
This is a make
First of all,
girl.
You can't
out of shape doesn't mean.
You can't even play 90 degrees. Your ass is sweating like crazy.
So you're calling me.
My ass doesn't even drink water. I walk across and you're like.
So now you're calling me fat.
No,
that's what you're doing. Calling me fat.
You need to get some meat in your body.
I got meat on my bones. Forgot what I was even saying now, dealing with your ass, man.
Oh, man.
Damn, man. Deal with this, D-Dog. Come deal with this, dude.
Get some meat.
I got meat.
You know what? People with meat,
they
can last long. You're like,
so damn much.
Water. Meanwhile, I'm looking at you like, really?
What were you even talking about? Forgot what we were even talking about now.
Singles players can lose.
Oh, yes. Okay. But if we pair up against a doubles team, let's say if we pair up against a doubles team that has played together for a long time,
yeah,
pretty much we're going to lose because Carl and I are always looking for the shot to pull off in singles. So the only problem here is there's a dude at the net over there that's going to reach out and put the volley away down the middle. Remember in doubles, the old saying, down the middle solves the riddle? Bethany Maddox Sands knows how to solve the riddle down the middle.
She does, but Iga doesn't.
But it doesn't matter because Christina Pliskova and Carolina Pliskova can't do it either.
Oh
but that gives
God.
them a one-up.
Oh, yeah,
I think that Bethany Maddox Sands and Swiatek have a better chance of winning doubles championship than Swiatek has of winning the singles.
Okay, well, whatever. Isn't Martic a doubles player, Sky? Isn't Pavlyuchenkova a doubles player?
Do you know who's going to win this tournament? You know who's going to win the tournament this year?
Sisters?
No. I'm talking singles. You know who's going to win the singles? Coco Gauff. She's going to win it. She's going to win it. Watch me call it. Coco Gauff is going to win the damn singles title for the women, and she's going to be like, "Let's go!" And start.
No, he's saying that they're gonna bet. That he's saying that they're gonna win the doubles. They have a better chance of.
Yeah, they're going to win the doubles. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Swiatek and Bethany Maddox Sands will win doubles because Bethany Maddox Sands is that good at teamwork in doubles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
that's what he's saying.
I do not think that Swiatek wins singles. I think Coco Gauff wins singles and shocks the world.
I think good for her if she does, but I think we'll be a little shocked. I mean, today I was shocked that Krejcikova destroyed Stevens, and not really by even destroying her because she doesn't hit with a lot of power. It's shameful. 6-2, 6-0, that hurts.
Let's talk about Sloane Stevens for a minute. Before we talk about how bad of an
Our life says keep drinking, Justin. Laugh out loud.
Oh, it's okay.
It's okay. Beer.
Yeah, no, I had. I like India Pale Ale, and I had two, and I finished my second one. So, anyway, I'm an Indian Pale Ale.
Alex Trio says Sloane's way too passive. I agree.
No, I don't. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking Coco. Sorry.
Yes.
Sloane Stevens, though, again, she is for me a fine player, and she's a fine young lady, and for me, and I don't like to register, young ladies on the scale of how beautiful they are, but Sloane Stevens to me is a very beautiful young lady and has the brightest gifts to offer the world in which we live. She got pounded today. It wasn't even pounded. There was a damn bagel in there. Was there a bagel in there? Anyway, so.
But again, Sands was playing with Barty, and I could see Barty being a better doubles player than Iga. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Stevens got pounded today, unfortunately.
Let's talk about the Berrettini and Federer match.
Uh-oh. That didn't happen?
Anybody saw what happened? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Federer,
he quit.
Yeah, he quit.
Uh-oh.
Can't even talk about that.
Uh-oh.
Damn shame. Guys, do you think that people lost interest for Wimbledon singles tennis tournament? No. I think,
who?
George is asking, guys, do you think people lost interest for women's single tennis tournaments?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No. This is honestly, and that's a great question. I think it's a personal question, and I like personal questions. We've done the show 3 years, so we've done every major since Wimbledon of 2018. I think Simonovic the other night sent us a message that, hey, I've watched you guys since Wimbledon of 2018 when Isner and Anderson went 26, 24, and the 5th. Seems like yesterday. Wow, how time flies. Was Justin even born then?
Yes, of course he was. He was born 2015.
Anyway, brain fart. Forgot what I was saying now.
I don't know, but Krejcikova, this guy said, I was telling you about Krejcikova, double specialist, rising in singles.
Who's she playing with? Who's Krejcikova? Is Krejcikova playing doubles?
Yes, she's playing doubles.
And who's her partner?
Sinakova.
And they're still in it?
Yeah.
They're in the quarters?
Yeah.
Excellent. Mike Walker, you gotta be scared, bro.
Rybakina's also playing singles and doubles. As a matter of fact, Krejcikova's playing mixed doubles, and singles. She's in all of them.
Wasn't Sue Shea? Who was Sue Shea's partner? They were the 1 seed. Who was Sue Shea paired up with? I know Sue Shea's a doubles expert, or she's really good at doubles as well. And by the way, doubles is a totally different deal than singles. It's mentally different. You don't have to whack the ball so hard.
Let's attack his forehand, Ryan.
I'm gonna mess him up, dude. Oh, by the way,
attack his forehand.
By the way, can I?
Oh, and Christopher hit to his backhand volley. Okay.
Hey, Ryan, look. No one may care, but I do. So Ryan Mason lives in the distance. If I look out this window right behind me, there's a whole bunch of water. If I had binoculars, I could see the shipyards that are in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and he lives just beyond those shipyards as the crow flies. I do weather videos. I love weather. In college, I majored in meteorology at first, and then I changed it to psychology. Anyway, long story short, is I love weather. So I told Ryan next time we have a tropical system, and I'm not talking a weak one where it might just rain, but I'm talking, like a tropical storm or a category 1, 2, 3 hurricane, whatever. And he's going to come here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that he knows that if that does happen, if he doesn't show up and actually back that shit up, I'm going to say, damn, man. And I'm also giving him full access to a whole bedroom upstairs with a bunk bed, an extra bed, own bathroom and everything, refrigerator, whatever. You don't have to worry about anything. No hotel, no nothing. You just need to show up, and your wife and my wife are good with all the kids. But if you don't show up and you don't show up, I'm going to say, whipped, bro. Whipped is what I'm going to say. Better get your ass out here if a damn tropical storm comes up. And I mean eye wall. I'm not talking just the outskirts, but eye wall. Okay, I'll give you the break. If there's an eye wall coming anywhere near here, your ass better be here, because I will be here. Got it?
All right.
All right.
Jack Nolte says, do you think when Novak, Nadal, Federer, Serena retire, tennis will be affected in terms of audience watching?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Hugely.
Our AC is definitely working, yes.
Hugely.
Yes, it will definitely be affected.
Hugely. Let's ask everybody a question, and the proof is in the pudding. Let's say in the finals you have Berrettini playing Schwartzman.
Oh my God.
Are you tuning in?
No.
Okay, man, I'm gonna go outside and fall asleep in the grass and lay in a bed of fire ants. Okay, here's the next final. Let's watch Zidansek play Krejcikova. Damn, I'm gonna go to sleep in a bed of wasps. Are you serious? Hell yeah, it's gonna be infected.
Niminini. Why is Justin forgetting what he's talking about lately? What's up, man? It's late. It's a long day.
Hey, no, this is Weiraccoon.
Mm-hmm.
So Nomini has one of the cutest names I've ever heard in my entire life. You know, if I ever had a 6th child and it was a girl, I would name her Nomini Weiraccoon 2. I love this name. Could you imagine the name Nomini Weiraccoon? It almost seems like just a really happy, fun, love-hearting person.
Yeah.
I love that name.
Oh, Wildlife, he always has 2 beers.
Every show I have 2
My
beers.
dad had 6 Heinekens every day.
I drink 2.
And he could play tennis and beat everybody. It didn't affect him in
I
any
drink
way.
2, bro.
Some people are lightweights and some people are not. I am. I have 1 margarita and I'm done. So
I
that's
have
why
2
I do
dose.
that.
2.
Mhm.
2.
Yeah. Let's see. The big 3 in Serena is something no one will achieve, or I will see no one achieving it nowadays. Anyway, good comment, Danilo.
Speaking about Danilo,
yes.
Danilo Medvedev, do you beat Stefanos Tsitsipas? Do you, Danilo Medvedev, I'm asking you yourself, do you beat Stefanos Tsitsipas? And if you
Hell
do,
no! Hell no!
And if you do
No.
beat Stefanos Tsitsipas, what is your game plan? And if you do beat him, are you going to laugh at the media for saying to everybody that you suck on play so bad? What are your thoughts on that?
Good question for me. Out of B, says Carla, who's your next tennis bias after Nadal? As a Djokovic fan, I lean towards Medvedev. For me, it would be Tsitsipas. That's who I would go next. I have Tsitsipas on my list, Musetti on my list,
Yeah, Musetti.
Sinner's in my list.
Center, 2-handed backhand.
I'm a 2-hander. I like Sinner. I'm trying to think of all the other young. Those are the 3 right now that I really like watching. For women, after Serena's gone, Goff. Yeah, no.
For me, Musetti. Can anybody guess why?
Mhm.
One-handed backhand. For me, female side, I would still say Suarez Navarro with the one-hander, but that's not realistic. So I would definitely say Coco Gauff.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, women, it's kind of hard to love somebody right now. It just is. I don't know.
I don't know. All right, to end the show, and I don't mean we have to rush it.
No, I don't love you guys. Just not.
But I'm out of material.
Mhm.
Okay. So with that said, let's talk about what you want to talk about. Read them at will. We'll talk about it. I think everything's pretty copacetic here. So if you have anything you want us to read, let us know and we'll do it. And if not, let us know that too.
Yeah. When I remember when Sampras retired at the U.S. Open, I cried.
I did too.
That one
didn't
hurt.
cry.
I did. That one hurt me. Watching him cry, that really hurt me because I knew I was seeing the end of American tennis. the end of something special.
And it truly was the
And
end.
it really was the end.
At least
I
men's
knew
tennis.
that, and
Yeah.
I became an Andy Roddick fan, but unfortunately
He sucks.
he just couldn't beat Federer, which I hated at that time. And Agassi retired. I didn't cry. Capriati didn't get that retirement. When Steffi Graf retired, I cried because I love Steffi Graf. I thought she was one of the best, up there with Serena. Henin, in my opinion, retired way too young. I thought she could have done more. I think when Federer retires, I will be sad as well, even though I give him heat. And
I can't be as sad as I was prior to him.
and Nadal, I will be very sad, and even Djokovic, because you got to appreciate all those guys. You really do got to. We'll never see that again, ever. When the Williams sisters retire, more Serena than Venus, it will be a sad day for me too.
It's just memories. So many memories with these
Absolutely,
guys, right?
which makes me, because they're my age, so it makes me feel like I'm old. Yeah.
You're definitely not old, Carly. You're a fine tennis player and a mother of 5 children, and you're a hell of a mother. Hard as hell to deal with a lot of times, most of the time. But other than that, she's a pretty straight up girl.
I like Petra. Yeah, I like Petra too.
Petra Kvitova has been one of your favorite players for 10 years.
Yes, I like Petra Kvitova. THK, when the big three retire, we'll turn off the TV. Oh, too bad. Canadian tennis fans say, who wins tomorrow, Rybakina or Pavlyuchenkova?
Rybakina.
I would give it to Rybakina.
Look, I don't know what the odds or the betting odds are on that match. I don't care what they were. I would just go ahead and take Rybakina to the bank. Pavlyuchenkova has been there, done that. She's been around a long time. I've watched this young lady play multiple times. She's a great player, taking nothing away from that. But Rybakina right now, as long as she shows up and plays the game she has been playing, she should win in straight sets. I'm saying, women's serve. The problem with women's tennis at the French Open is you can't count on someone holding serve. It doesn't matter who's serving. It just matters who's playing off the ground better and has better tactics. So sometimes the women might as, no disrespect. It's like these days, in the 1990s, you didn't have to be careful when you said something like that. And no disrespect, but on the women's game, on clay especially, and as well as the other surfaces, but you can't say, oh, this person is serving and they better damn well win their serve or hold their serve or they will lose. In the men's match, if someone drops their serve, like, oh shit, the set's over, it can be 1-0 just starting off on a break, and you can assume the set's over, right? Unless you're playing Djokovic, the best returner of all time. But otherwise, in the women's game, it doesn't really matter. Just tap the ball in. But I think Rybakina is the better player, and I think she wins in straight sets.
Jim, the tennis never dies, even when the big three retire. We might think that, but it never dies. It all continues. Borg retired, McEnroe retired, Connors retired. That doesn't mean
that
tennis
a young
died.
lady out there? What was her
Jim
name?
Churchill.
Okay.
Tennis dies when the big three retire. And life continues.
No, and I owe an apology.
No, you don't. Don't owe an apology. He says you guys can't even smack talk. No, there's no apology there. Trust me.
Okay, well, can I do it like a gentleman then?
Go ahead.
Because I'm a gentleman, I don't care what anybody else thinks. Jim, I owe you an apology. The first time I saw your comment here, I got a little snappy because Carla showed her phone as a video on the channel, and I jumped to conclusions like I don't want to hear that. I was frustrated because I just found out that I had an issue with a family member that's actually my sister, and I was really upset about it, and then I saw that. So anyway, long story short is the reason why we are so not up to speed on our technology.
I'm not 20 years old living in my
it's because we can't really afford to do that. We have 5 kids. Anyway, long story short is as people that talk with people, I think it's apologetic if someone jumps to conclusions and loses character. So I'm sorry for that.
Okay. Now let's see. Trying to find. Okay, George says, how is it possible that the richest country in the world with so much talent has 0 success in tennis today?
That's a great question.
Great question, George.
Well, we've had shows about this.
Yeah, I don't know why the women do it and the men can. Well,
What,
that's because we have a lot
break
of team sports. No, American tennis has died.
Well, we've talked about this as
Many
well.
times,
Instant
yes.
gratification, what it takes in this world to fight with the heavyweights, with the prize fighters. Look, and men's tennis, men are bigger and stronger, and not because we want it to be that way. It's just because that's the truth. So men have to put in a whole lot of work on serving and holding serve and everything else. And if you don't, then you're you're like a domino. You're just going to crumble. There's no way around it. If you can't hold serve and you can't do that day in and day out, then you have no shot.
This guy, yeah, team sports pays way better. That's true.
And you don't have to work as hard because you might be sitting on the bench half the time when the offense is on the field, and then half the time you may be sitting on the bench because the defense is on the field. If you're a quarterback, you get to take 3 steps, set back. Not saying it's an insignificant, what's the word for it, trade per se, but you're not putting in the daily work, the daily grind that in terms of fitness. You know, it's just different. Team sports, you have a lot more freedom and downtime.
THK said perhaps American culture is growing too soft, too much PC/wokeness, translating to lack of individual grit.
I agree.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's factual.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Wildlife says women's tennis is one of, if not the most lucrative women's sport. It's not the same for men unless you're the big 3.
And they still don't get primetime anything. And that goes beyond stupidity to me. Every tournament besides this one, and I hate that new people may be tuning in now that weren't here before, and they see us giving less respect to the women's draw, when for the past 3 years, almost every tournament, we have said that the women's side is much more exciting. I can give excuses for why that's the case. You know, Serena's out, and Osaka withdrew because she didn't want to talk to the media. Kvitova lost early, Andreescu. So there's reasons for that. But for the past 3 years, we've done the show, and for a lot of years prior to that, where we did this in the kitchen, and one day we were like, hey, let's just go outside and hit record on the porch, and here we are now. But the women's side has been more exciting. But just this one tournament has not been. But I think historically, the past 5 years, it has been much more exciting. Yeah. All right?
Well, I'm hoping that little Justin does something big, you know.
He should. Do you have that video?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So Carla and I, this is something really cool. So Carla and I have 5 children. We have an 18-year-old at the Air Force Academy. We have Christopher, 16, who's a really good tennis player. He's 7 UTR. He can really hang with the best. And he made it to state here in the state of Alabama, lost in the quarterfinals. We have a 12-year-old daughter, Liliana, who's a beast. We have an 8-year-old daughter who's coming into her own. We have a 5-year-old son that started tennis at 1, hitting a one-handed backhand, regular balls from the baseline now at 5. This video came across today. Here was our 1-year-old 5 years ago, and I'm JD1, Justin Davis 1. He's JD2. He's got my same name, but he's the junior, so JD2. Here we go. Let me check this out.
All right, go back again. Ready? All right, Jackson, here. Come on. Go back there. Come on. Good. Ready? Ready? Ooh. Ready, Justin? Good job. Ready, Justin?
All right.
And there's videos of him now hitting at 5.
So that's our 5-year-old.
He was 1 there.
1. You know, he's 5-year-old now, but he was 1 then. All right. So this has only happened a couple of times in our show's history, 3 years. But how do you say it? What's his name?
Rui Duarte.
So if it's Spanish, you would say a better job of pronouncing it than
Rui
me?
Duarte de Andrade. I don't think he's Spanish. Could be Italian?
Well, either way, just in case, I'll say what I want to say, but can you say in case it was Spanish, thank you in Spanish?
Oh, muchas gracias.
But something more than just,
gracias,
I can
Rui.
say that. I can say muchas gracias.
Contribución, no sé.
You can't come up with something better than that?
No, I can't.
Look, I'm a gringo, and I can't speak crap Spanish, but I can say muchas gracias. That's kind of weak, man.
That's
you
not
can't give me
weak.
something?
He's not Spanish. I'm looking at the name. That's definitely not Spanish.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Rua Duarte.
He says Azores Islands.
Wonderful. Where is that?
I have to search that.
Yeah. So the only other person.
Azores Islands.
The only other person.
Portugal. He's okay. So
Off the span, like Mayo.
my dad lived in Portugal. He worked there for a year.
He was into shipbuilding.
Yeah.
He built ships.
He said he loved it there. He never wanted to leave.
Yeah, your dad has been a soldier in the shipbuilding industry for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
An unending thanks. That will definitely go towards some of our tennis balls that we have to buy next week for our next week lessons. Thank you very much. So he is the second person that I can remember in 3 years. The only other person has been B-Dog02. I think he was the only other person.
Yes.
And I didn't realize you could do this until B-Dog did it to us. I think B-Dog02 has bought pizzas for our kids.
He lives in the USA. What part of the USA?
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. Sometimes I forget that it even happens. That's really cool. Appreciate that. That will definitely go towards, on today's Monday, we were at Walmart, Mississippi today, and they did not have cases of tennis balls. So we will be going to our next closest location, and we have to get a couple
Just
crates of
south of
tennis
Boston.
balls.
Okay, cool.
Bostonian. So when I had shoulder surgery, I had a rotator cuff surgery in Boston at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, and I was, pardon me, I was living in Rutland, Vermont at that time, and I was working at Killington Mountain for a couple of years there. So Boston, much love. Southie, what's up? And thank you very much for that.
Yes.
I don't really know what to say about that. I have no idea, you know?
Yeah.
And we don't ask for it.
No.
And we don't have something up there that says like, hey, donate now, or, you know, tippers or whatever it is. We just sit here.
Yeah. Michael Walker said he sounds like Nadal grunting. Yeah, he's always grunts. He always does a little grunt.
Who?
Justin.
I didn't?
No, Justin.
Oh, yes, he
when
does.
When he hits the ball, he goes, I guess he's watched Nadal a bit too much.
Do you have another one of our YouTube videos up there where he's on?
Tennis balls on Amazon are not cheap. They're actually cheaper at Walmart. I've
They're
done
not
my
cheap.
shopping at all the tennis sites and stuff, and Walmart beats everybody. Can you believe that?
Yeah, it's really hard to find discounts on tennis balls. It doesn't matter if you order 10,000 of them or 200 of them. It's really hard to find. And Babolat tennis rackets are the same way. And Wilson tennis rackets, the higher level ones. You can go anywhere you want and find whatever racket you're looking for say $200. It doesn't matter if you have a rep that comes to your club every week. That racket's still probably going to be $185 and not $200. Most of the other companies, you're getting like 50% markdown if it comes into your pro shop or you're buying it for yourself and you're coaching at the sponsored pro shop. But tennis balls are never the case. They're just not. You might get, $5 off a crate or something in free shipping, but tennis balls are usually pretty staunch. And unfortunately, nowadays, if we open up 1,000 tennis balls, at least 20 of them
better than Costco. Yes, they're even cheaper than Costco.
Yeah. At least 20 of those tennis balls out of those crates, even in a pressurized can, are already dead. It's like the machine doesn't hit all the tennis balls with PSI, pressure per square inch. I can't tell you how many times over the past 10 years I've opened up cans of tennis balls, and the ball's dead inside. Also, too, you would think after so many years of tennis, have any of you players out there opened up a can of tennis balls? And the damn metal thing is super damn sharp. Could you imagine, like, I wonder how many deaths have happened. How many people have died opening a can of tennis balls because of the damn razor edge on the damn
I think
aluminum damn can.
Wilson has now one where it's not like that.
Freaking dangerous shit. You would think someone would be like, damn, when are you going to stop making damn metal on my damn tennis court can?
Daniel, you're going down tomorrow.
Going down
tomorrow. All right, guys.
Hey, much love to all you guys. Today has been really fun, exceptional. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, but don't do it because we're asking, but it's always kind of cool. We like to see, I guess you could say, prosperity.
First and I say use pressurizer to keep balls longer.
It's a good point. How do you get one of these pressurizers? I've never seen one of these deals. Anyway,
all right, guys.
I have to say one thing in ending. If you want to again win $250 in a couple of weeks. Matt Kane in London was the last person to do this. Matt Kane won a it wasn't brand new, it was my son's demo, freshly strung. Tennis racket, I strung it and sent it to him in London. The $250 that we did not have any winners for the French Open because everyone's finalist predictions and semi-finalist predictions did not work. No one made it. We did it that much because it was the French Open and we assumed that it would be very difficult. But Carl and I discussed it. Wimbledon is much easier. Ask Matt Cain. He has done it before there. We will roll that $250 over, as well as I will still stand behind the fact if you want a brand new tennis racket of your choice from any of the major liquidators or online stores, I will order it for you and send it directly to you. Or if you want me to get it here, string it for you and me send it directly to you. I'll do that as well as a full reel 660 feet of Y-Tech strings, or any of the 5K tennis merchandise you see on our link below in the description field. 5K tennis on Teespring. There's a lot of really nice stuff like these shirts that have "Let's Go" on the back. Can they see that?
Mm-hmm.
They can see that?
Well, I can't see because I'm like delayed.
Anyway.
Me too. I gotta make dinner. We gotta make hamburgers.
Yeah, we gotta
Let's
cook
go.
dinner. Much love to everybody. We are gonna roll all that over to Wimbledon. So if you guys want to compete for that, do your research. Be ready. Think about it. And I can assure you, Casper, aka Dead Seville, is going to want to look to repeat from his last year's Wimbledon championship. All right? Take care.
Adios.
Much love, guys. See ya.